Oh my God. Did you see that guy? He was like so cute. I'm totally gonna text him. I'm gonna like just like, I'm gonna text him and say, "You up?" I know, right? That's maybe how someone could communicate in the 21st century with a person that he or she was attracted to. Um, During the 16th, 17th, and early part of the 18th century, instead of using your thumbs to send a text, or updating a selfie where you try to make yourself have the highest possible cheekbones in the universe, the method of communication was different. If you were in the court of Queen Elizabeth I, it was considered a mark of your courtly refinement, your ability to operate under the social rules of a sophisticated monarchy, the most sophisticated monarchy by far that the British had ever known, but certainly the most sophisticated monarchy of its era compared to many others, with a possible exception of France. If you could write a sonnet, and you could write something that expressed a feeling. Occasionally, you might send such a sonnet to a friend, but usually it was to a lover or a potential lover. There were sonnets between friends, but there were many more between men who hoped to make lovers out of women they were attracted to, who may have been essentially telling them, talk to the hand because the ears aren't listening. Maybe if she read just the right words in a 14-line poem, she would be convinced, was the thinking of many a man in this era. Shakespeare's sonnets are of a more sophisticated nature. He understands and appropriates their social context to talk about love as he understands it. And his idea of love is beautiful. It's what scholars would call humanistic. It's not just about, hey, baby, you look so fine, you spring wine. He has more to say. To the marriage of true minds, let no man admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds. Oh, has anyone ever written you anything in a text message quite so eloquent and persuasive that he had serious intentions about you? If you brush up on your Shakespeare, maybe that's more persuasive even than unnatural high cheekbones in a selfie. But this is a tradition that went on beyond Shakespeare's time. We see in John Donne's sonnets later on that he is sending poems to women, which are not exactly flattering. Some of them are like, oh yeah? No, you didn't dump me. I dumped you. You don't not want me. I don't want you. There's a little of that going on in his poems. In the French language, the best sonnets that were written ever, there was a guy who was stalking a woman who wanted nothing to do with him, and he kept sending her sonnets on a regular basis for 14 years, and she's like, get out of here. What is your problem? But each of these sonnets is gorgeous, but all of them basically boil down to, hey baby, why won't you get with me? They were ultimately social. And I wanted you to understand this, so I gave you the assignment of reading a couple of sonnets from the court of Queen Elizabeth, including some of her own. And the fact that it was social allows us to appreciate the art of Shakespeare all the more, because it wasn't just his good manners we see at work. It was the working of a superior literary mind, reimagining and unimagining courtly love constructs. His sonnet 130 that talks about things that his mistress's appearance is not. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. He's making fun to some degree of all the "baby, why won't you get with me" sonnets that are like, your eyes are the sun, your eyes are two pools of water, your lips are ruby perfect red, you're a goddess when you walk around. He says, I confess I never saw a goddess go. When my mistress walks, she treads on the ground. He's admitting that these are stupid things to say, that this is just some stupid player talk. And I won't go so far as to call Shakespeare a player hater, but I will say he's not talking like a player. He's saying that there is something more important in this woman who has ordinary looks that inspires him more than if she had some kind of strange amalgam of pools of water and pearly white teeth and skin as white as snow and all the rest of that. Let's appreciate the art of the sonnet. I must admit, I would be more impressed getting one of those "baby, why won't you get with me" sonnets than I would be by a text that just had 3 letters to it: U space UP question mark. But your generation is surely thinking Shakespeare writes his sonnets.